I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Orlando Bilal Jr., but you may call me Lando. Okay, you'd want me to... Okay, I'll put this down. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Orlando Bilal Jr., but you may call me Lando. Now, as you guys know, Justice League is right around the corner, and I'm pretty much excited for this film. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I mean, we'll see, right, won't we? But we do have an ensemble of characters. We have Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, The Flash, and of course, we all know Superman's coming in, but none other than my favorite all-time superhero will also be there. You know who he is. You know who he is. Batman. Batman. Oh, he's been my favorite superhero for as long as I can remember, and I know a lot of people think he's an overrated superhero. He's so overrated. When someone is popular, they're bound to get some hate. Don't worry, Deadpool, your time will come. I personally love Batman, and I've seen practically all of his movies, whether it be animation or live action. I've seen the shows, you name it. But there are some scenes from movies or TV shows or whatnot that have given something a little different in terms of a fight scene with Batman. And that is why I decided to compile my top 5. You hear me? 5. 5 of my favorite all-time Batman fight scenes. Scenes that just really stood out of all the other scenes from any other movie, from any other Batman moment. And I just decided to compile them into this one moment. So here we go. Without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Let's go! My number 5 pick comes from that movie from 1989 starring Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, directed by Tim Burton. That movie was the 1989 version of Batman! Gotta catch my... It was a really awesome film. It was theatrical, it was beautiful, as well as gothic and dark. It was just an ensemble of great cinematography, and I loved Batman since I was a kid, and I love it even to this day. It may not be my all-time favorite film, but God, do I love it. But there was one scene in this movie that really stood out for me in terms of a fight scene. He gets into a fight with some of Joker's goons in this little alleyway, and it was kind of nice. It was small, it was confined, but I think the one part that really got me going was this guy. That guy, I don't know what it is. It's very short and brief. He's only like there for maybe 30 seconds. But it's so cool with those knives. And, well, they aren't knives, they're swords, but you get the point. And I loved it. Sparks are flying and it's just swinging. I'm acting all fanboy about it. I don't care. But there's one thing that really got me going is that where was he in the beginning when the fight all occurred? Did he just look at it and go, sorry I'm late, guys, I missed the bus. Oh shit, Batman done killed everybody. I gotta get my swords out. I would probably give an honorable mention to the one guy in the bell tower, the black guy that really beat the snot out of Batman. As far as coolness is concerned, this one is my number 5 pick. My number 4 pick in this top 5 actually is from some that would call pretty wooden, but I think it's actually really cool. I think it was a really nice way of collaborating and really giving us something different, if you will. And that's actually from The Dark Knight Rises, when Batman and Bane first fought. I know that some people didn't like it, but you know, 12 million views on YouTube beg to differ. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Dark Knight Rises wasn't the best of films. It was, in my opinion, disappointingly good. I know that doesn't sound right. The directing that had was actually really good, but it just wasn't that great. In The Dark Knight, the Joker was actually trying to mess with Batman's wit. But in The Dark Knight Rises, we encounter Bane, a character that actually tries to mess with Batman's abilities. Everything that Batman throws at Bane, there's just nothing phasing him at all. I'm gonna throw a punch at Bane! Damn, I'm gonna throw some spoofy stuff at you. That ain't working either. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the light. You can't see me, oh no! And it's really interesting that there was no music being played throughout most of that scene. It's pretty much as though the orchestra just looked and went, Batman, you screwed. Hey guys, I need a Batman theme song. Can you help me out here? Play some theme music, please. You You on your own, Batman. A son of a bitch. I hate you. Batman has always been a character that can beat guys to a bloody pulp, but now he's encountering this guy. And it was just really nice. The fact that there was no music really added an element to the whole ordeal. You don't need music in that scene. And honestly, I could watch that scene again and again and again because it's just so good. As hard as Batman tried, as much as he fought.
Oh, you ain't got shit, bitch. I'm big.
My number 3 on the Batman fight scenes actually comes from a video game. Okay, I know that video games, you know, you have your little control buttons and everything along those lines. You never know how you can beat the guy if you can. But it actually comes from a video game that was a movie scene, if you will, and that's from Batman Arkham Origins. And it is the fight between Batman and Deathstroke in the very beginning of that video game. It takes place at an industrial site. Batman beat up the bad guys and everything like that, but then he knew that there was a bomb, so he had to get the hell out. And he gets out and he looks up to the sky and there's Deathstroke. He's probably a character that a lot of people are really into. They really like this guy. He's really cool. Can keep up. He pretty much can keep up with Batman is really what it is. And this scene really shows it. It is a really, really cool fight scene. Very crisp, very agile. Everything that Batman throws, Deathstroke can keep up with it, and it goes vice versa. They're as agile as each other. They're as skillful as each other. It's almost like they're evenly matched, and it's such a cool, crisp fight that just goes on for only a couple minutes because it gets interrupted by Deathshot. Aww. Am I the only one who gets Deathstroke and Deathshot sometimes confused, accidentally calling Deathstroke Deathshot and then, you know, Deadstroke maybe? Am I the only one? I'm probably the only one. Even though it's just a teaser, that little bit of time that we had between Batman and Deathstroke was very well done and very well made, and I really give props to them for actually giving us this. And what's really interesting is that this was done by actual people. Like, they actually used people to have this fight scene. Technology's come a long way, hasn't it? I think so too. Now, my number 2 is actually what you might think would be number 1, but it's not. My number 2 favorite fight scene from Batman is actually the warehouse scene from Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Really? Honestly? You know what? You don't know anything about Batman. You know what? Screw this dude. Man, to hell with him. Ah! Temper tantrum. Now, Dawn of Justice was a bit disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think a lot of us can agree to that. Some might say they loved it. Some say they didn't like it. But me, I was a bit disappointed to see a lot of stuff being put together all in one film. It just needed to spread out and get some room, but it just like, ugh. I wasn't a big fan of that idea. But if there's one thing I can agree upon that I think a lot of us liked, was the warehouse scene in Batman v Superman. Finally, we get an opportunity to see Batman the way he really was meant to be. A badass mother. He just comes from below and just starts clobbering the shit out of every single hostile in that entire area. They couldn't stop him. Bam! Boom! And they tried. Boy, did they try to touch this guy. Oh my gosh, we got him! Oh shit, Batman killed Larry. You know, I'm surprised that no one in that entire vicinity just looked at it and went, Batman is throwing a lot of different movements, a lot of different style martial arts, and it's just so amazing. He's just really killing at it. He is really as strong as he is skillful, and no matter what move they try to put on him, he was always having the upper hand. He was in control of that whole situation, and he really clobbered each and every person that came in his way. I wish that it was the same feeling when I saw the whole entire movie. Beggars can't be choosers, huh? Now you have come this far. You are here to hear what my number 1 pick of the greatest Batman fight shall be. I shall tell you now. Believe it or not, my favorite Batman fight scene of all time. Batman versus the mutant leader from The Dark Knight Returns, the graphic novel turned into an animated movie. That is my all-time favorite fight scene. I know what you're thinking. Why is that your favorite fight scene of them all? Clearly, it's not as cool as all the other fight scenes. True. It may not be as cool as Batman during the warehouse. It may not be as cool as those dudes with the swords. But what makes this a really cool fight scene Here's why. Batman is going against a leader, a guy who is in his prime. Meanwhile, Batman himself, he's middle-aged, maybe even older, senior citizen, if you will. He couldn't stand a chance against this guy, but yet he's gonna try, he's gonna go for it no matter what. Granted, this man could have pummeled him, and he did in the first round between him and Batman. But in the second round, Batman had the advantage. Unlike the mutant leader who was in his prime and could beat him to a bloody pulp, there was one thing that Batman had that this man didn't: experience. And you cannot beat experience. They have a fight in the middle of a mud and they're going at it. They're slowed down, both of them, because of the mud. But Batman knows that. But Batman is showing that he really knows what he's doing. I mean, he goes and he cuts the dude and bleeds, makes him bleed above his eyebrow. So that way he's blinded and can't see with all the blood in his eye. I got an advantage, bam! He also goes after his shoulder and numbs that out. You know, he may have learned it from a chi blocker somewhere at one point. He finally finishes the moment. Ooh! Oh! And then of course he's saying this quote.
You don't get it, son. It's an operating table, and I'm the surgeon.
You know why? Because he's the Batman. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't stylish, it wasn't cool and acrobatic. It was just the right type of chemistry needed to show that you don't have to be flashy or agile or anything like that to get the job done. This is why I love Batman. I love him. He's skillful, he's tactful. He's a ninja that uses horror elements to really scare the enemy. There's a lot of superheroes out there that are similar to Batman that uses scare tactics. But in my opinion, Batman really holds it down more than anybody else. He's a detective. He's a ninja. He's a martial artist. He's got it all. It's just amazing. He is absolutely amazing. And I sincerely hope that he's amazing come Justice League. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it. Please give a like. Hey, if you did not like my top 5, what movies or scenes from some show or anything along those lines did I miss out? What did you see? What did you like? Did you like something? Let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, guys, again, thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't done so, follow me on Facebook at Youmaycallmelando Jr. and follow me on Instagram at Youmaycallmelando. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. More content to come. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, rock on.